if you rely on a taxi and you've got a job interview, pretty sure, I can say there's 5 people per week who don't make that job interview because they get late because they have to wait for the taxi to be full. I'm pretty sure there are people, you used to be late, remember?
Yeah. Geez.
Because of a taxi.
Yes.
There are people who don't make it to class because a taxi has to wait. Yo, it is the NTF podcast. We've been gone for 2 weeks. Clearly, we've been mourning.
Yeah.
Mourning the death of a Khalid, a genocide. Of the Hebrews. You know, the Hebrews. I call the Khalids. I was talking to you the other day. When did I say the Khalids are Hebrews?
Why is he's a bro?
Yeah,
Hebrew. It's not a Hebrew.
Yeah, it's a Hebrew. And you know, it's like the Khalids are Hebrews. Did you see what that video I sent you during the week or the other day?
For that news?
Yeah, the news guy, the Khalid guy said.
Who's that speaking?
Some dude in whatever that place is in Johannesburg where they're killing people or people have been shot with the gangsters. So he's saying that it's a genocide against Khalids because the Khalids have been ostracized from society of South Africa. Don't feel as if they're part of the economy, you know?
It's a mental.
It's a mental block.
It's a mental genocide.
Yeah.
And
what other genocide? It's the Hebrew genocide, I'm telling you.
Emotional.
Also
genocide.
known as the Hebrew genocide. You guys believe that? You believe that Khalids are been excluded from everything?
A lot.
Is it?
Yeah.
But AK was breaking barriers for you guys.
They took him out like nothing.
Yeah, well, maybe I think AK is like the Steve Biko of Khalids. He was trying to do something. But nevertheless, we got load shedding. Khalids are always late. My hosts came late.
Color time.
Yeah. ticking it up.
African time.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry, man. It's the Zorch life.
It's Big Man Danny.
Yeah. The problem is that we might have is that we're watching the Chelsea game. And, Graham Potter.
Yeah. If you see us screaming here and
Graham Potter has to win this.
Yeah. It's kind of fucked.
That keeper looks like he's got Down syndrome. Look at him. How malnourished. He's small for a keeper, bro.
Yeah, it is. But it's like Kepa.
No, but he's smaller than Kepa, bro. He's like got no bone mass or anything like that, fat or anything.
I don't even need.
Yeah, but okay. First topic. We're going into it. Seps. Apparently,
Seps.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Seps.
I want to speak about this.
Seps, South African Police Services. Well, apparently, what is it? We have one of the best SWAT teams in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they came 10th in a pool of 9th. Oh, sorry. I forgot Nash. He said 9th. In a pool of 55.
Yeah.
He says some nations don't even compete. Are not even police. They just compete. Oh, goodness gracious. He says some nations compete in their competition, but they don't have SWAT teams in their countries. That's what he said to me.
Yeah.
We could have had an interview, but I think it's too explosive to talk to Sound in such a job because he's too involved.
Yeah.
You know? So even if I was thinking, let's put a fake thing, but I thought to myself, nah.
Yeah.
You know how quickly there's snitches in South Africa, bro.
Yeah, it goes quick.
It goes very fast. But then people were quick to bash this thing and say that, what do they do? We never see them. Special operations.
Yeah, you're not supposed to see them. You're not supposed to see them.
Yeah, you're not supposed to see them. That's how it goes.
Because when at least we get an insight of how things happen, then you start to see these guys do a lot when these raids and these syndicates start goes down.
I remember the one where they arrested the people who were hijacking cars and there was a helicopter and everything. Yeah. That's one of the things that he attended.
Even these kidnappings, all these things. Do people really think like the police are doing that shit? What do you think is keeping us?
Yeah, no, not
if
the
they
normal.
were not there, you know how out of control we would be.
Yeah, no, but I think the problem is, oh my goodness, the specialized unit is too small, bro. I look at them. I think when I counted in the picture, I think there's 15 people in that picture.
But it's because it's so hard to get through. They start off big, and there's sometimes people don't even pass.
Yeah, because the training schedule is rigorous. I think I remember he says they put bricks in your thing. You got to be in the desert for how long?
Yeah, you don't eat for 4 days.
For 4 days, and then you got to carry all those.
All those things.
It sounds a lot like the apartheid police, so they used to train and indoctrinate people and say black people are bad. Yeah. So I mean, okay, that unit, unsung heroes, you won't know what's happening. Yeah. But obviously, we're just talking about SAPS in general now. SAPS, why would you want to be a policeman these days? I'm sorry, but I think The South African police service in South Africa is like worthless, bro. I think it is just a career path to be earning a job because there is nothing that they're doing. So let's look at this one that just came up last week or 2 weeks ago or a week ago. It comes out that people are actually paying to go into the police academy.
Yeah. Quite shocking.
But it's been happening for
It's
years.
been happening.
Okay.
When I was going through the comment section, people were complaining from 2014,
I saw that.
2016. Did you see all those comments?
I saw that. That is
They
sad.
still waiting.
And they went to trials.
Yeah,
they did those things.
Everything. The name got changed. Someone else got put up. And I wonder what's the price? Maybe
Oh, no, the
10,000,
prices.
maybe 10, 20,000 they pay for it.
But okay, I also have a theory is that the reason why the police department is actually so corrupt and nothing goes ahead is the mere fact that if you wanted to infiltrate a country as gangs, where do you place your gang members?
In the police.
In the police. And once you have gang members within inside the police, the dockets flying of crimes that your guys who are still out in the streets and doing stuff, obviously they're going to be lost.
Yeah.
Organized crime is going to flourish. Look at the way that the cigarettes,
Yeah, it's
and
easy.
they're actually finding out that there's police involved within
Yeah.
smuggling cigarettes and stuff like that. All right?
But
So, yeah.
like me and Moss were speaking the other day as well. It was yesterday. Like a lot of these things that happen, police are also doing these extortion things for companies like these businesses, my friend businesses.
Yes,
as well,
yes.
'cause you would see them stop there and then they go and collect things. And then they just get out again.
Yes,
And
protection.
then they never patrol.
They never
If-
patrol.
if
Yeah,
you-
if there's a raid,
Yeah.
obviously they don't tell you, oh, hey, my friend,
you
there's
didn't,
a
but
raid.
you see,
Don't put your drugs out, you know?
That's
So it's easy for that place to be infiltrated. Very,
it's
very,
easier
very easy.
when you know there's somebody in there that I can
Yeah,
speak to.
and this is why we were getting misleading information, even the AKA case. They reported that it was a drive-by shooting,
Yeah.
and that was
Yeah.
reported by police.
And then he was shot 6 times.
And he was shot 6 times. So we got a misleading report that came from the police, which means that the Ingabis know the people. The police
Yeah,
know
they-
who those people
It's
are.
always been like that. You need to have somebody on the inside.
But
It's
that-
getting worse.
But that means now SAPS as a unit or as a department is just siphoning criminals then.
Yeah.
It's bad. Because you,
Because look how it actually happens. If it's like somebody, I know you.
Mm-hmm.
I use this guy's name. I put you in that place. And then, like 2-3 years, I'm going to let you grow.
Yeah, you're
basically,
gonna grow as a
promote you
gangster.
And just get better. Hey, why the lights went off there?
oh geez, they got load shedding in England.
shit.
Oh god, that was crazy. Oh, unless the cloud coverage
Yeah.
or some shit like that had happened.
But either way,
Uh-huh.
like then they make you grow in the ranks, and then you'll start to infiltrate more.
Yes,
It's just a couple
and that's
years
what's
and
and
you're
what's and that's what's happened. And I think who was the previous guy who was there? Freak, I forgot his surname. That guy, that old dude who was the police commissioner, something, who was Tabo's friend. I forgot him, bro. I forgot him. He was involved with some nefarious stuff, and he was on top. And he was actually to found because that's when they made him retire, or they made him go rid of him. Becky got rid of him
Yeah.
because he was involved with syndicates of sorts. So I think the problem that we've
But
got.
what do you blame? Me and you were speaking the other day. They were complaining before that about the salary that they're getting. It's not enough
It's
for the risk. that they
what
put in.
risk, bro? When else did you? I think also. Look, you and I, we go out to places within King Williamstown or wherever. Those when the cops come to those people, there's a cordial relationship that says, "Don't inspect what we're doing, so we're not going to shoot you." If you come to a place being a hard cop and you want to solve things like Training Day. Remember Training Day?
Yeah.
It is exactly how it is, just like Training Day. So there you got Denzel, who's the corrupt guy. You got this white dude who wants to solve things, but then obviously someone's gonna tell you, yo, slow down.
Relax.
You're gonna die at this rate because you need to let things happen. I'll show you that our salary is 10 grand, but if you play your cards right, we can get an additional 10 grand from the dealers, from raiding the houses or doing things like that. You see? So there is no risk that says I've got to go out and actually stop
But
people.
I mean, like when they're shooting, like depending on what if you like in the not the task force, the flying squad and these different type of squads, you get different jobs. Like there's more danger to it.
Is
So,
there still a flying squad?
Yeah.
that they go in for the shooting?
When last did you ever see the flying squad actually even coming in to do anything?
Yeah, they go in. Look here. We don't hear about a lot of these things, but it's happening around us. There's things that happen, and if you speak
What
to my
happened in
cousin
King?
and
Oh
all
yeah,
them,
sorry.
they'll
What
tell
happened
you.
in King? Remember Ackermans
Yeah,
with the whole hostage situation?
yeah, they were there.
Yeah, they killed the dudes. The
Yeah.
dudes didn't make it through there.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, I understand what they're saying, right? There should be a salary increase, because there's no way you can work that job and you still get the same salary as an administrator. Come on.
Oh,
Come
desk
on.
job versus.
Yeah, it's the risk involved.
But you're on your ass the whole day, bro, in a
You're-
car.
You're inviting people. But I mean, the risk when something happens, the risk is large for you to get hurt.
Mm-hmm.
You see? So at the end of the day, I'm speaking. I'm telling
No,
you,
I'm
need
not
that.
buying that.
You need that at least. And it's going to keep some people away, because that is a big factor. That's why they're like, no, I'm going to be involved in this people with this community, with the drug community. And then from there
How
on-
many trials do they go through? How many people actually go into the
That's
trials
a
there?
good question. And how long is it now?
Yeah. How long were those trials that they do?
What trial?
Because like the police trials, you go in, you possibly do the physical thing,
Mm?
and then after that, how many people are at that trial?
What you mean?
The physical.
The
Just
physical, there was fucking a lot.
As
A lot
a,
of people, they normally have a lot of people.
mm,
Yeah. But people fail. That's the thing. It's the same thing like the task force.
uh-huh.
A lot of people go there and they fail. They
Yeah,
fail
but you
like
can.
crazy.
But this is what I don't understand, bro. The motivation to be a policeman in 2023. I
It's
think
a-
probably
it's
in
a
this
career
room,
at the end of the day.
every three people, for every three people, there's one person who possibly wants to
It's a
earn his
career
salary.
at the end of the day. That's the whole thing. A salary.
Yeah.
It's a salary at the end of the day.
Because I don't foresee it that.
That's what I'm saying. If you get in there and the salary is higher, then it's less likely they will be.
But let's face it now, we don't live in an economy where we can choose what we want to do.
Yeah.
Like
basically.
the unemployment rate is sky high.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
you
when
just
you
going
see
in
the
there.
option.
If there's
Yeah,
an
you go.
opportunity, you will go for it.
Yeah, you obviously go for the end. That's the thing, and that's what I'm saying to you. They are paying gangsters. There's gangsters infiltrating the police, and it's gangsters that are earning salaries, waiting for a case whereby they have to kill someone or something has to be a docket has to go missing. And that's what it is.
Do you know the story of the Regenpark brothers?
Rega Park, what are they
Yeah,
doing?
hey, I read
When
this
I
like,
hear
I think-
Regenpark, I just think one thing.
yeah, hey,
Guy that
because
made that videos.
the brother was in TRT, ne?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
He was actually the assassin of sorts. Because the other brother was like the leader of the gang. And he was using his skills and expertise to actually take out people.
You see
Yeah,
that?
there was a whole documentary done on that.
You see that part? So it's like imagine I'm at 26. I go to the police. I'm gonna keep mobster out of situations. Mobster can continue, and situations won't change for him.
In the strange thing, when I was busy with these things, we were speaking to one of these guys that wanted to go to these trials. And there's one thing that he said. He said like, yeah, I don't know how I was picked because I've robbed so many shops.
Oh
Like,
my! You see
I've
that?
stolen so many things.
Yeah.
And he
the-
selected me. It's like, oh, I'm like, oh, man. He said, yeah, but I'm a changed man. And I want to shoot. I want to shoot. I don't want to say the N word because they might say I'm white, you know?
Yeah.
But he was saying, I want to shoot people. When I'm in there, I'm going to shoot them.
What?
It was just said that, like, I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, but
I
you got-
hope you don't get in.
Yeah, but you
Start
can't, yeah, well,
shooting
you can't
people.
shoot people though. That's the thing. And I remember even I was at a bank once, and they robbed this Chinese guy. This Chinese guy just walked in, and they're about to not score. I told you, Kai Havertz does not score. So I walked in. That's terrible. How the fuck does he miss that?
And he couldn't even pass. You know?
How does he miss that?
Live reaction, guys. Live reaction.
Yeah, live reaction. So now I was in the bank. This Chinese guy walks in, right in the door. As he walks in, not even 2 minutes, these two guys come to him. He's walking with a box of money. They just hit that box out of his hand. The money falls on the floor. They push him away and they just take all that cash. And they just hightail it out of there. There's a policeman sitting right in the corner within the bank with a
checking,
gun.
yeah, he's-
He does nothing. He just keeps quiet as the whole thing happens. So
Off duty.
no, he was wearing his uniform. Shocking.
Probably clocked out already.
At 11
Like,
o'clock.
fuck, that's
When
not
do you
my
clock
job.
out at
That's
11
when you
o'clock?
get killed.
At 11 o'clock. Yeah, how do you clock out at 11 o'clock? So then the ladies, you know how ladies are, they got these motor mouths of sorts. The ladies are like, there's a policeman here. There's a policeman here. Dude picks up his phone and he just makes as if he's busy on a phone call.
Oh God! No, that guy's like.
I walked out to see where the guys were going because I was like thinking, okay,
I
sure.
think maybe because he was alone.
No, but dude, those guys didn't have a gun. I walked out myself. I walked out to follow them because just to see where's more security. So they told me, hey, go back. He still put his hand in his pocket as if he had a gun. I was like, this dude does not have a gun.
You'll never know, bro, until you get shot.
If he could have taken the initiative and just picked up, this is what I'm saying. Like, those people are earning a salary.
But it was an old guy.
No, not old at all, bro. I still remember and everything. I still asked, like, what the fuck is this guy here? And the dude came up with a worthless excuse to saying about why he didn't help. He was like, if the people helped me fast enough. And I was thinking, if I was helped, because he said he's an essential worker. So if the people in the bank had assisted him, he would have been able to make a call when he was outside. And I was like, no, dude, you would have been outside and you'd have been gone. You couldn't do that because everyone was like saying to him, what's the point of having a policeman and you're a policeman and you're doing here? The people were actually getting on top of him and be like, yo, you're worthless. Why did you do that?
I think like a lot of policemen are like they're at that point where they just like, okay, let it happen, and then we come in after that because crime has gotten so out of hand. Because me and Lon were speaking the other day about this cash in transit robberies is happening. Did you see?
That's terrible.
It's done so calmly. Like they know the police is not gonna show up.
Yeah,
They even
and
take their time in the
that's the
videos.
other part I don't understand.
And then after that, the police comes.
Yeah,
Everybody comes.
and I feel as if the police intentionally don't come because they want to avoid the shooting. Yeah, this is what I'm saying. It's like
Could it be the training?
it's
Maybe
possible. It's definitely a training, and I think there's got to be an element. I don't think a black person could shoot another black person being in authority. I think maybe you need to get some people from Orania to be cops because that's the only way. Yeah, I think that's the only way because if you're going to be a police person or a policeman or a policewoman, there's got to be a psychometric test which shows that you're willing to take the initiative. You've got to have the test's got to be different. It's got to be a test that you're willing to take initiative. And the problem is when you take people from a job, they don't have initiative to do the right thing at the right time when it comes to it.
And that's the thing. I do think the psychometric test is a bit. It needs improving.
You can't be
It needs
coloring in
improving.
the Smurfs in a police thing and then asking me which one is the bad Smurf, the red one or the green one. No, you actually need characters in the police, bro. I think that you can't be a policeman in a year. They train you in a year to be a policeman.
Yeah, 9 months.
It can't happen.
But then how long is the process going to take? It's longer than that.
I
Because
think
it
the
was
most
first like
I
a year now. Then they change it to 6 months.
no, but I think the most
That's 9
important
months.
part. Oh, for Fana's down. I think the most important part there is the gun training, right?
But do you remember? Was it last month, 2 months ago, when one trainee got shot in the head? Yeah,
How did they even get to his head? How did they put a gun
because the
to
guy
his head?
when he was showing how to use a gun, it was a loaded gun, and then a shot
Oh
just went
shit!
off the.
Alec Baldwin,
Yeah.
Rust. Oh god! But I think the part of just shooting people, I think that's got to be a focus. There's got to be a focus on that because over the years we've been brainwashed to hear that if a criminal walks into your house, he can pee on your couches and you can't shoot him.
you see.
You can't. There's this thing that's been implanted in our head where the criminal has more power.
Yeah, you see.
That's
what
got to
I'm saying.
change. That's got to change.
People,
There's
steps are the police officer like, we'd rather wait it out. and see what happens. Because the procedure is just weird these days. It's like, don't attack, don't do that. You just wait out, you wait for backup, you do all those things. And it's weird these days, bro.
Yeah, so I think that's the problem there, and it just doesn't get any better. Doesn't get any better. I'm probably sure you could probably find, if you looked on TikTok, you could find videos of cops who are drunk. You could find videos of
Yeah.
cops doing dance challenges.
And there's a lot of them where they drunk. They go to these taverns and they drink.
Yeah, and you could find that there's like, I think a cop is doing things that a cop shouldn't be doing.
And then you get these unnecessary assholes. We were sitting outside yesterday. There's just disturbing, like small fishes in the pond.
Yeah.
It's like go to the proper drug dealers, not someone that just bought drugs and is going to use it for
Yeah.
themselves.
Oh yeah, I remember. Yes.
Look,
Okay. Carry on.
I was asking Danny last night when this thing transpired before our eyes.
Mm-hmm.
We were like, okay, you are beating this dickhead
Yeah.
here for caring. You were just here this afternoon, most probably,
Yeah.
getting your kickbacks or whatever from this damn dealer here. You know who the dealers are.
Yeah.
They're right there in your field of view.
And then you just
You're
not.
you're gonna.
Oh
get
my
this
God!
guy
He
that's
hits the
sitting here on-
post. He hits the post. He hits the post. I think let this dude be fired, bro. He hits the post. How does João Felix hit the post there?
Hey, focus on Seps.
Yeah, no, Saps is there, but also Yetu was a victim of a wrongful police arrest. Apparently, on a public holiday, there's a target that they need to do. They need to arrest people for shit. They need to arrest people for shit. So he walked with a pot plant, which was a little weed plant that looks like watermelon. So when weed is like marijuana is 2 weeks or a week, it looks like a watermelon thing. Like the sapling looks like a watermelon. And they arrested him for that. There's no marijuana on it. No clinical marijuana, nothing on it. They arrested him for having a pot plant. So I asked the guy when I went to the police station, like, where is the marijuana on this thing? Can you prove it? Because when you arrest someone, you say they have how many grams or whatever of marijuana on it. So where are the grams on the sapling? Because it's got nothing. And they were like, he's got a marijuana thing. I was like, no, dude, if he had the time and the money, he could have taken those people to court and he would have won because they kept it on there for a public holiday and whatever, and they let him out. And there was a bunch of people. He says they put all the weed offenders in one cell. One dude was smoking on his porch and they just happened to come and they just arrested him.
And they arrested him.
Yeah,
what
the
the
other
fuck?
one.
Jeez.
Yeah, everyone has got a different scenario saying, I bought weed, I had put it in my pocket, I hadn't even smoked it yet. They came to me and they saw that I had weed and they arrested me.
But you're actually right, then, because growing up, I don't know if Danny will remember, but we used to go out drinking, enjoying ourselves. On our way home, let's say 1, 2
I
in
remember
the
that.
morning, you see these guys just come up, the police vans pull up, just randomly stopping guys on the road, searching them. I mean, you're not allowed to do that at the end of the
Yeah,
day as a
oh.
policeman.
You can't just search me.
can't.
They just
You
came
don't
to us
have
and let
warrants,
us-
you
Yeah,
can't.
I remember. Oh, yeah. I was jogging once. I was there in Cambridge. There was a dude walking with a Heineken closed as I was jogging. And in front, I can see that they're harassing him. Like, they ask him, where's the drink? What are you drinking? He's like, dude, I can walk with a closed. Oh, that's a penalty. What the fuck? He doesn't do anything. He's walking with a closed Heineken.
Yeah.
They took the Heineken, confiscated it from him. They broke it. They opened his bag, found other closed Heinekens, and they broke those too. Yet he was not drinking anything.
That's abuse of authority, bro.
Yeah,
Abuse
so
of authority.
we
That's
get
what it
a
is.
whole lot of incidents where they're doing fuck all to the wrong people. And that's where their public perception just
You see?
drops.
And that's where the shit happens in.
Ah.
People treat police badly. Then they wonder why.
Yeah, and I don't know, man. The police is just, it's not a career path or
Look
it's
at
not
that
even
day
doing anything.
That he spoke about. We just came, we went home. This was like 2 o'clock side. And they just stopped us. And they made us all stand at the wall and searched us.
For what?
Just a random search, just like that.
Were they searching if you white guys or what? I don't know. How do you search if
They
you
were
white people?
searching us, bro.
Nah.
And we were three white guys, basically.
Mm-hmm.
2 colors, and Drew was there. He's a white guy. We're like, oh, shit.
Nah. You see, I find that always a problem.
And the best thing, we spoke to our cousin the next day, and he even said they weren't supposed to.
Yeah, you're
just
supposed to.
search.
Yeah, you just cannot be searched
Yeah.
for nothing. What the fuck, dude? Koulibaly. So they can't just search you. Also, and I think during COVID time they killed some guy who was standing in his yard. Remember how shit that was? We were living in a police state.
I remember
Know how quick they were to implement
Yeah.
that laws. and go arrest people just because they were smoking a cigarette.
Yes.
Yeah, you're not supposed to smoke. It's COVID. Like what? Fuck?
Like, when do they become nurses and doctors to tell you about your health?
Exactly.
That is a fuck up. It is a fuck up of note. Fuck up of note. Another thing that came up, they were talking about having a wife or actually marrying a policewoman. Would you marry a policewoman?
No, you know what they're called?
What are they called?
They are called government blankets.
Oh,
For
God.
a reason.
Jesus. I know that. I know
Keep
that.
everyone warm.
Yeah. I remember also hearing that in the police academy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't.
It's just.
The traffic academy
Uh-huh.
and the police academy. You don't take.
Like,
person that, you know,
nah.
They say straight. Nah.
There's this chick I used to.
If you
I used-
want to go there, you cut it off.
Yeah, no, there's this chick I used to know in Greenpoint called Charlotte. Oh, fuck, she was hot. Hot. Had a thing in high school. When I saw later in life she became a traffic, my heart just dropped. You know? My heart dropped. I'm like, fuck, I ain't doing that. That's a red robot for me. I'm not.
A year around guys, and there's no supervision, nothing. You can do whatever the fuck you want. And you're doing shit there. You have all these people around you. There's
Yeah, it's
doing
like the
same thing.
Olympics. You know, you've heard what they do at the Olympics. So you go to police academy, it's the same thing.
Same thing, yeah.
Yeah, just with unfit people, you know?
Hormones.
Yeah.
And you're training all the time. You're doing that. Getting smashed.
Oh,
Girls
God.
being smashed there. You're gonna
Nah.
think it's a Big Brother's house there.
Yeah. That's what it is. It is Big Brother's house. The police academy is Big Brother's house. No, I would not marry a policewoman. I don't even consider. I saw one chick in Zwelicha was hot. But then I also thought, I thought of what Nashi told me. He's like, no, bro,
No, you don't go there.
don't go there.
When you would walk with them and they show you like, yo, you see that girl there? And you're like, oh, that's my girl. Yo, brah, if you knew what happened, then you're like,
Jesus.
I don't want to hear this shit. Fuck that.
Yeah, I think that's no go. No limits. No go. No go.
Nah, you don't do that, man. Don't be
Yeah,
that guy.
so I don't know. Let's leave Saps for now, bro. Saps is just, I
we'll
don't
see
know.
how that pans out.
It's not going to pan out any other way. The police, they haven't found AK's killer still.
You won't. Who's going to find it? You think they're going to find that shit?
They should have.
Probably going to get a small guy just pay
But
him
that's
off.
apparently the lady, eh?
Yeah, they say it's a girl. The shape.
I saw the running.
Yeah.
Jesus, that's one cold ass bitch. Just to do that. That's one cold ass bitch.
Tomboy, man.
Tomboy. A lesbian's dangerous?
They can be. They have anger issues.
Yeah, you saw The Last of Us, how that other chick is a thing.
Hey.
Yeah. Oh, that sounds. Oh, Jesus. Have you watched The Last of Us, the series? I'm very shocked they just took the stuff from the game and just made the series.
Is it?
It's exactly the same, but they changed some scenarios.
Mhm.
Yeah. So,
There's no need to play the game.
yeah, you don't
Just
have
watch
to.
the show.
Yeah, but I think apparently the people go back to playing the game. That's what it is.
Ah, okay.
But it's good. Yeah, let's move on. Taxi industry. Yes,
Steps in the taxi industry.
Yeah,
One in one,
yeah.
same WhatsApp group.
Yeah, yes. Jesus. I think the taxi industry is a mob, bro.
They are.
Mob. A law unto themselves. What's been happening for the past 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month? Now they're stopping people who have contracts with children. And they don't want them to take those kids to school or wherever. They want that.
They're the mafia, bro.
Yeah.
They're a mafia.
And they being allowed to do those things.
Yeah, they are.
They were complaining how long they stopping certain people as well from just they say you mustn't have more than 3 people in a car. Like who the fuck are you to tell me?
You can't even hike now.
Yeah,
They wanna
taxi
take those
industry
people.
They'll come and moor you.
Yeah. So I also remember witnessing a guy who was hiking and his girlfriend. And that guy actually happened to be in a fight with those taxi guys who wear those orange, whatever, those reflector things. And they were fighting over actually them hiking. And the person who was hiking for them just hightailed out of it. He just
I wonder
out
how
of it.
much they paying those guys.
To do all that shit.
Yeah. Because there's a fucking lot of them, bro. They
No.
snitches.
Yeah,
No, I
that's
don't
what
think-
you
I don't
pay
think
for
that-
to be a snitch.
No, I don't think it was probably 2 rand. 2 rand per spot. You know how it goes down. You get 2 rand just for putting in people. Per head, it's 2 rand.
Because that's what they're doing now.
Which
There's no
is-
job, so they offering people and people are taking it seriously. And there's a lot of women.
Yeah, no women are natural snitches. Come on. It's easy for them to snitch.
So you just see like they have different sections. You see all where people are in King. There's a lot of people everywhere. When I'm in the morning, bro, they walk up and down and they have walkie-talkies.
Look at that. Where do they get these? Oh, but the taxi associations got money, bro.
Yeah, they do.
They do have a lot. I think the ones who fail these taxi drivers are the taxi association because most of their contributions are going to the society and they're just guys on the ground.
Look at all
And-
the people of Uber.
Please
and Bolt.
score. Please score in Leeds. Oh, damn it.
Look
Yeah.
at Bolt and Uber. They were struggling.
They just took the law onto themselves. And the government says nothing. They don't even get taxed
Because they know they're involved.
as taxi drivers. They don't get taxed. There's no way to actually say that people, if they're money laundering, you can actually launder that money through
how
a
you going
taxi.
to know how much they made a day?
Yeah, bro. And that's drug dealers tend to have taxis.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's how they launder their money. So someone will tell you, per week, I'm making 20,000 for my 5 taxis. And they deposit that money into a bank. How do you verify that? Here's a goal. Oh, wow. He misses.
Yeah.
Jesus. So how do you monitor that?
There's no fucking way to monitor it. That's the bad thing.
And that's the worst part. And that industry does not help South Africa. And that's the reason also why that industry is in such a position it's in, is because the people within the government killed the railway lines. I still say till this day, the railway line,
Yeah, bring
the way they
net.
fucked that thing over, because that thing, I remember I used to take a train, bro.
Yeah, my mother and them always used to speak about it. How they take
And
trains.
it's comfortable. I wouldn't mind going to
And,
Queenstown.
and they
taking,
said it was so safe. Because you remember you could walk around in a train, you stand up, you stretch,
Yeah.
you do all those things. Everybody sit together. We used to drop our uncles off at the Peugeot train station. Oh, just drop them, a train come and pick them
so you could
up.
take a train to Queenstown, take you 2 days. You could chill, bro.
Yeah.
It's a chill thing that you're going.
It was fun. There was security on it, everything. It was job
And
opportunities.
you know what the best part about the whole train thing? There was customer service. In a taxi, the customer's never right, bro. It's the taxi driver who's right. So, yesterday. So there's no customer service. It's the taxi driver who's right. They can dictate in an Avanza that there's supposed to be 3 people sitting. Yet in the manual for the car, in the Avanza, it tells you 2 people are supposed to be sitting at the back.
But
Yeah.
now, if you think about it, looking back, remember that whole scandal with regards to the trains that were bought? They weren't
Yes.
in spec with regards to the railway lines of South Africa.
Yeah.
Don't you think that thing was actually planned that way?
It was planned to waste money.
Taxi industry.
Yeah. I don't understand though.
Sabotage.
Like what does it have to do? Because when we look at these things, sometimes I'm gonna go to coloureds and black people. I think there's Indians in Durban who own taxis. Right? So I was talking to this other guy who was telling me that a person who owns a taxi is like they should change the rules. They should make a person who owns a taxi be a retired professional, like a nurse or a policeman or anyone who is a professional. That person will understand how it is to treat people and will understand what it means to get to work early. Because if you rely on a taxi and you've got a job interview, I'm pretty sure, I can say there's 5 people per week who don't make that job interview because they get late because they have to wait for the taxi before. I'm pretty sure there are people, you used to be late, remember?
Yeah. Geez.
Because of a taxi.
Yes.
There are people who don't make it to class because a taxi has to wait. And I'm pretty sure there's someone who's also experienced a death in the family and then does not make it. I'm pretty sure there's a person who's supposed to be going to a family meeting or something important and then they die to that meeting because of a taxi.
But as you said earlier as well, it's going to be too hard to regulate all those things because then other people are going to feel discriminated against.
I think it's a human decency thing, bro.
Yeah, that's all.
It's like watching Tsotsi. Time is time. Let's not impede on people's time. Time is time. I hate the fact that when a taxi's got 10 people, a taxi's supposed to have 15 people.
Bruh, you said 2 seats in a Avanza. They put 4 in one.
Yeah.
Bruh.
They force people and they go and tell you, those are the rules of the road. Where are the traffics to stop these things?
No, because they know it's just going to be a big fight. It's
Yeah.
the same as
So
the
then
cops.
why
It's just
why do you give these motherfuckers so much power on the street?
see that.
They're not enforcing the law. That's where I'm coming from. The police.
And as time goes, they just get bigger and stronger. So when you finally want to do something about it, you can't.
You can't now because obviously now they've even started their own industry of killing people in garbage.
Yeah.
You know, because you've left it unregulated for so long.
Yeah. That's
And
all
they
we have.
and you can see already. You watch the show like The Wife, and they're telling those people they're embezzling funds that they use possibly for cash in transit sites because. If you watch Claws, they used to have nail salons and salons to try and clean the money. So a taxi is a perfect place to clean money, which you use, and the change is going to go through. The other day, I had a 10 rand that had a dye stain. Where did I get it? That had orange marks. Where did I get that? I got it from a taxi because I don't care. You know what happened to me? I used to stay in Southernwood. In Selborne. I took a taxi once. I realized to myself, I said, you know what? I need to move. Because the taxi driver said that it's not his responsibility to have change in the morning.
What?
Oh yeah, I remember. Yeah, they do that type of shit.
And he was like,
Jeez.
Yeah.
I heard him say, he said, it's not, I still remember recording it. And he said, it's not his responsibility to get change in the morning and people can't come with that. I'm thinking, dude, this is your business.
Yeah.
This is your
You're supposed to be
livelihood.
ready.
You have customers in those people you need to keep happy in order for that business to thrive. And at that time I was like, fuck you. I'm going to actually move the following week and I'm not going to catch a taxi because I walk to work. And I'm like, I don't have to do that. So I'm pretty sure there are 80% of us who get peeved off and hear this thing and the entitlement. I saw a video in Durban where the taxi drivers are fighting because of routes and they're getting out their fucking car to fight. And yet there's people inside.
Yeah, they argue like that.
Yeah, there's guys who drive shit. They should impound all those fucking cars. If the car is old, impound it, bro. Take it off. Take the CIO off. I actually don't have any sympathy because everything is just going under and it's just...
It's a shit show. Bro.
It's a shit show. And it's the way that people think. People don't think about the next person. They're just thinking about themselves. Thinking about themselves. That's all that's happening in that industry.
But what are you gonna do about it? You can't do anything.
Now they have to reinstall the railway. The railway has to
Yeah.
come back.
But look, remember it started back then already with the buses. You used to fight with it.
Bruh, when last did I see a bus?
Yes,
When
yes.
last did I see a bus?
Because we used to have buses as well.
Nah,
It always felt better going with the bus.
the only
because it was
bus I
bigger.
see is that blue, that
Mahi.
white.
Mahi.
Why you see? And there's something that's in there because it's only those buses that transport government employees, and they don't want a public service. It's them again. It seems everything that is just owned by the government, they're trying to sneak in ways
It's
to
all
just
connected.
to fuck it.
All connected, bro.
Yeah.
All that happens.
So yeah. Good luck with the customers holders first in the taxi
But you
industry.
see, that's what happens. Because what are you? If you say, I don't like the fact that he said he doesn't have change in the morning, then I go, there's going to be another person filling your place.
No, I
it's
know.
not
I
like
don't.
they-
No, I
yeah.
don't, bro. I don't. And that
No, I
was
mean,
like,
that's why they don't have this need to change.
yeah. Well, it just depends where people come from. I think also it's the mentality where you stay. Yeah.
I
No one's
remember
gonna
that
take.
used to happen in Cape Town
Yeah.
as well. Then they would tell you you must have change. And I knew like in the morning if I had to go to Mowbray because I stayed in town 1st and then I knew I had to go and make change at the shop. I go and buy maybe sweets in the morning before I go there. I buy sweets or something to break the 20 because they're not gonna have change.
Nah, that just says to me you're embezzling cash from other activities. The mere fact that you can't have change.
You see,
You're supposed. That's your business, bro.
Yeah.
You're supposed to have it. You can't go to the bank and then the bank tells you they don't have change.
You see.
Like how the fuck? And that thing that's their main source of income. Coins, papers, and then you tell me at the end of the day, what is that guy doing? He's not depositing that money at the end of the day. He's not.
It's going somewhere.
It's going somewhere. That's bullshit. I'll never believe that. That's crazy. And you tell me you don't have change.
I remember back in the day in Cape Town, even the homeless had an association they had to pay.
Yeah.
You know all the money they ask in the day? They give it to someone and then that person shares.
And the person buys groceries. What do they
I
do?
actually spoke to a few of them before. They
Is
actually
that-
told me like, look here, these guys
They're
will
like
come
their own
now
gang.
and then, and then they have to pay these guys.
Yeah. And it was like with the
That's a fuck
taxi
up.
association, like people like that. It's with the taxi because they always go back there, to the ranks and all this.
Uh-huh.
stuff. Yeah.
Nah,
And
that's a
those guys
fuck up.
would say that they would give they all the money they collect, they all give it to to someone And then that money gets shared. It's like your salary. That's your job. For us, 2 rand a day.
Yeah, those 2 rand people.
Yeah.
But okay, let's move on from that one. Let's move on. One report that's come up. Apparently, the United States says that any foreigners or any United States citizens that are in South Africa, there is a risk of riots. So they need to stock up on food
Yo.
and all that shit.
Yeah.
You know, that's a weird one.
And
That's
you better
very
believe them because United States are always involved in all this shit.
Oh,
That's-
okay,
that's the
yes.
whole thing.
And there you go. And then you know what's also happened just a week ago or within this week? They were trying to force 22 Afghan nationals to stay in South Africa. They were like, an NGO in America is forcing for these Afghanistans to stay in South Africa. They were in
Why?
Namibia or whatever country, but they went through the courts to say that they must move to South Africa.
Yo.
So you try and tell, I don't understand this. America and Afghanistan have a fucked up relationship. They left weapons in Afghanistan.
Yeah.
What is this? The Trump, not the Trump one, the previous one. What's his name? Obama.
No, it's just Biden and things that
Biden,
happen now.
bro.
They left everything.
They left, yeah.
the embassy.
Yeah. So they left all these weapons there, right? They have a fraud relationship. They got kicked out of that place.
Yeah.
Now you tell us we need to take 22 Afghans, and then you go and say that there's a risk of riots if there are any South African citizens, American citizens in South Africa. They need to
Still
stock up on food and blah, 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 blah. This week or 2 days ago, America says they don't want South Africa to let China and Russia participate in drills. They don't want them to be involved in the drills. Because apparently a Russian ship was there.
Yeah, they were there. Yeah.
Yeah, and they were doing drills. Apparently, also later down the year, Chinese ones going to come and do drills also.
Yeah.
Now, if they're putting out a report like that, are they trying to scare us to say that if you guys go this route,
Yeah.
we might do this?
I think it's like these tactics, these bullying tactics that they always pull. That's why when I told you yesterday, the first thing I told Lon was this thing about, I sent him that picture. And the first thing he said, yeah, because they always fucking involved with this bullshit. That's why they know, because they orchestrate all these things to happen in the first fucking place.
Yeah.
That's been their tactics all the years.
Yeah, and also another thing that they've tried to pull leverages is that we have an agreement to buy, I think it was to buy, what is it? It's some agreement with electricity or something involved in something like that.
Remember back then, even with the chickens.
Yeah.
Obama.
Yeah, the way they forced us to take their frog chickens. Yeah, but there was something that they did with electricity. I forgot it now. Crap. And they were saying that we're not going to renew the contract with you guys because we are too involved with China and Russia because we're in BRICS. We're in a trade agreement with the BRICS. And now they're like threatening us and telling us, yo, this is what's going to happen. Oh, please score. So a party can lose his job.
Anyway.
Fuck
yeah.
it. Oh, damn it. So they're threatening us and saying these things to try and bring it on. So, okay, now here's a weird one that I've saw. Have you noticed that there are these events that happen of looting with trucks that just stop on the road? They stop right next to informal settlements. So if a truck breaks down, they break down right next to an informal settlement. And then what happens then?
Yeah, I guess
The people who are hungry in that thing
Yeah.
come up. You remember where that white guy was recording people?
Yeah.
Why is it when all these trucks break down, they are breaking down right next to informal settlements? Because if I'm driving, there should be a road, right? Just road. But you break the truck down right there knowing that there's an informal settlement. And what is that going to lead to? People looting your stock. Okay, sure, I get it. The guy will say, if he owns the truck, dude, don't just leave that truck. There's an insurance claim because there's insurance that he pays for. Don't forget that those Durban riots, there was a massive amount of like 800 million of insurance that was paid out. So this substantiates that point of riots. You can't stop a truck next to informal settlement with the people who are getting hungry. Did you see the one with the chickens?
I saw that.
Yeah.
And the people were taking out, this was in Port Elizabeth, people were taking live chickens. I was thinking to myself, why did the chicken cross the road? To be part of a family stew. because you. Oh fuck! They missed that. So you could never park something like a commodity with people who are hungry and the employment rate being like that. So I also think with all these people looting trucks and things, it's just to give a perception that in this country, people are just going out and hitting stuff. If you take that video and you give it to someone in America or Europe,
Be like, oh shit, this is
it
South
looks,
Africa.
yeah.
It looks
Why are the trucks breaking next to informal settlements? We don't get a damage report to hear like what happened to the truck.
bad. Yeah, it is. But you never know. Things go deep.
Yeah, it seems like okay. Now I look. I'm even worried about June. I think June, July.
Right?
Bruh, I don't know. I have a weird feeling because I went to the airport the other day
Hmm?
and there were like 15 people at the airport who were left behind by the flight because they didn't have reception in the airport and they couldn't check in.
Jeez.
So those people were left behind and they were like told, no, you didn't check in, you were standing, and those people were like fighting and all that shit. And guess what happened at that time? There was load shedding
Mm.
at that time. So I know from experience, once I was in Durban and I wanted to get a flight and I had bought my ticket like 7 months earlier in December.
Yeah.
When I went there and I got there early, those people had already sold the ticket to someone else and they didn't want me to go in it. That was the SAA
Jeez.
at the time. And I remember I was like still saying, fuck this thing. I want SAA to go under at the way
Yeah.
that this shit was happening there. Because I was like, you know what? Because some things you just can't argue. You can see already it's been done, but you get the odd white guy who's like, this is a disgrace. I like, fuck, it doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything if you fucking complain, does it? Or you do anything of that sort because you can't change the situation. So that's how I was. I think once I saw for 10 minutes that this was happening, I already knew that these fuckers had sold the tickets to other people because if you buy 7 months ahead, you buy that thing for 700 rand.
Yeah.
So obviously someone else was there and bought it for 2,500 or 3,000.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah.
And they gave that seat away. So when you try to reverse that cash, they tell you, no, we're going to give you another ticket. You must just pay the tax amount again. That's what, because I knew.
Win for them.
Yeah, it's a win. It's a win for them because that's how I was like, fuck you guys. I'm going to dispute that money off my credit card and you're not going to get that. Then they tell me no. And I was like, I never flew on the flight. I never got on.
What the fuck?
And I still remember even taking a picture of the time when I just got in there.
Hmm.
And I said it. So I was like, so it seems every single time now, everything is just a fuck up. I fear by the time we get to June, July.
Yeah, things are going downhill.
Yeah, I heard them
Fast.
talking about, look, last year we spoke about stage 6, did it, and lights going off.
Mm.
It was just a joke then.
We're there now.
Yeah, your day.
I don't
Yeah?
know if you saw, no? There was an article saying that Eskom is actually preparing stage 8 schedules.
It's been happening. We can't. I saw those things where lights go off 4 times in a day.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy. It's
Like
12
what the?
hours.
Yeah, what the fuck is that? Okay, the only thing that's changed at the mall and businesses up there, they don't go off, but everything else goes off down there.
Mm.
So I'm thinking to myself, like, oh, okay, you don't switch off the businesses anymore. Why didn't you do that in the beginning?
Exactly.
That's very weird. Why did you not do
But
that
how do
in
you
the,
control the businesses? Like what
Now,
businesses?
up there? The lights do not go off anymore. I don't understand it. So sometimes I'll get confused. This week I'll walk out thinking, oh, there's no load shedding, but when I get home, there's load shedding.
Mm.
So I was like, they don't switch off the businesses
Because they
anymore.
still switch everything off there. In King and all
Yeah,
this.
well, most probably smaller place, different. But
Yeah.
so if they can implement that, I feel like these guys are just fucking everything up. Even those derator things. Now the ANC says that he needs to prove these charges or he must withdraw.
Mm.
No, the thing is, they want. Don't you think they want him in the open? Because remember, he said he was going overseas, like for fear.
Nah,
of
but
safety.
he's really. I also think, look, there's massive corruption happening, eh? I hate the fact that last week he's a hero to white people. Stupid. Because if something's happening, eh, and it's wrong, why don't you report it then?
But he does report. A few
He
things,
took
yeah.
he took it to the police. Why you take something so huge to the police? You're leaving now. You've been there for like 3 years. You're leaving now. Now you want to report something. those things should have come out. Like when Brian Molefe had said some shit, he reported it then and said, this shit is happening. So you leave some. I know he came in and he was saying that, look, businesses must pay. And they were switching off the businesses. And then the reason also that came up for him to leave is that when they took something to court, they wanted to like, because apparently Soweto owes so much money. They were like, he was saying that we need to challenge this thing because apparently the municipality cannot just switch off your electricity. Can't. It's a constitutional right for you to have electricity, even if you're not paying.
Yeah.
So he wanted to challenge that and say, like, dude, if there's a bill of 10,000, I need to tell Big Man Denny that he must pay me 2,000 at least so I can recoup some money. And that thing of theirs failed.
Yeah.
So once that failed and they took that motion to court, that's when he was like, fuck, there's nothing I can do now. So he did collect a whole lot of money the previous year. I think they collected something close to $1 billion from businesses only. But if you know something is happening, and I feel like, look, there's whistleblowers who've been shot.
Yeah.
There's whistleblowers who've died a whole lot. And yet you now can pop up here and sit on an interview and talk after shit's happened.
I think he was scared or something.
Dude,
There's
they
an
said he
element
got
of fear.
poisoned.
Yeah, he got poisoned.
With what?
Cyanide, wasn't it?
He's not dead. You're alive. That's worthless. This is whack. You're alive. Like, I mean, they were all lauding him on Twitter. All fucking white people saying, oh, he's such a great hero. There's an Indian lady who died, got shot. Another person got shot now with their bodyguard.
But you see, should he have put himself in that position to get killed like that?
They even found out that he exaggerated the device that was found in the car. It was not even a high-tech device. Because he said that they found a bug in the car. It was exaggerated.
What did they find?
There was a bug in the car, but it was a cuck one. Not what he said. He was like, no, it's a high-level thing. They've been tracking me for months. Yeah, and it looks like we won't get anywhere. It's like, you see, like now this year, like if the ANC has a public persona, that persona is going like down, bro. Down.
Yeah, it's a shit show in South Africa.
It's
no
going
direction.
down. Yeah, and
There's no
the
fucking
problem
direction.
is you're fucking up something that's so good.
Yeah. And look, I'm gonna go back to this thing I've said like long ago. There is a force in the background steering everything towards this shit show.
Yeah, and I think
For a reason.
I think it's the problem that's fucking up here. I think maybe we may have too much Russian involvement. And we are like one of the biggest, we are the biggest thing in Africa and we sway everything in Africa. Look what happened in Nigeria. That old ass dude winning the elections and
I
everyone's
saw
like,
that shit.
yeah.
Yeah.
And everyone is saying that, nope, that thing has been, they're just keeping Nigeria locked, that it does not, Nigeria has so much potential, but they're just keeping it locked, that it goes nowhere.
Because they need it. They need it for that certain purpose at that
Yeah,
moment.
but BP's or Shell is taking the oil no matter what.
Yeah.
You see, they don't want, and this is, okay, before we finish off, because Mobster says 2 minutes, the problem is they don't want fresher minds within the government.
Yeah.
And they want, these guys just want to build a legacy. I feel now, I was saying to you the other day before we kill this, we're going to kill it now. It's a war between people born in 1960 and 1975. They are still fighting that war, that mentality, and we have nothing to do with it. We're just bystanders in all of it. If you're a byproduct and all they do is brainwash you, and we just roll with it, and we're just sitting as bystanders. That's got nothing to do with us. And same thing that's happening in Nigeria now, how the youth wanted that other dude to win, Obi, and now that old ass fuck wins. Same thing that's happening here.
Yeah. It's fucking crazy. Everywhere it's like that. They keep these countries in that state so they can take advantage of it.
Yeah.
That's
They
all it is.
exploit it.
Yeah, and you imagine these people are going through the most hectic time with that war that they've got with Russia. Their gas is getting cut off. We're giving them coal. They make us sign agreements to get rid of our coal and they take our coal. Like, what the fuck? And that's the sad part, man. That's the sad part. A very, very serious episode. Maybe next week get something funnier. But it's the Zorch life.
It's Big Man, Danny.
Mobster over here.
Yeah, man. We gone.
It is what it is.
It is what it is, man. We gone.